all in. And they're off. Orton's row starts slowly. Al's Memory is the early leader. Pass the Parcel is racing out the back. Racing left-handed. Mysore Toffman is pushed into the early lead. Love You Lewis is pushed into an early lead for Mysore Toffman. Al's Memory is driven to lead again. They are strung out like washing. They have less than a mile to go. Pass the Parcel is last and is around 7 lengths off the lead. Al's Memory is the leader from Mysore Toffman, and then Love You Lewis just clear of Ordnance Row a gap to Rafta. Pass the Parcel is under pressure out the back. Al's Memory is 1 length ahead of Mysore Toffman. Next is Love You Lewis a gap to Ordnance Row a gap to Rafta, 2 lengths back to Tender Peril a gap to Plunkett, just clear of Arsad ahead of Pass the Parcel in last position. Inside the final 6 furlongs. They have 5 furlongs to go. Al's Memory leads from Mysore Toffman, just clear of Love You Lewis, back to Ordnance Row, just clear of Rafta, 2 lengths back to Tender Peril, just clear of Plunkett. Well inside the final 4 furlongs. Al's Memory is in front from Mysore Toffman a gap to Ordnance Row a gap back to Rafta, back to Love You Lewis a gap to Tender Peril, just clear of Plunkett. Less than 3 furlongs to go. Tender Pearl is racing midfield and under pressure about 3 lengths off the pace. Love You Lewis now leads. Well inside the final 2 furlongs. Tender Pearl is pushed along in midfield. Love You Lewis is 1 length ahead of Al's Memory. Into the final furlong. Love You Lewis is ridden into the lead. Love You Lewis is pushed along in the lead by a length. Raft takes it up close home. Raft is the winner. They're under starters' orders. And they're off. Cinderella's Dream was slowly away. Medalla is urged into the early lead. Rudiger is pushed into an early lead from Medalla. Medalla is racing keenly in second. Subtle Affairs back in the chasing pack. Serpentine Artist is in the rear division. Vilarica is last and is around 5 lengths off the lead. Serpentine Artist is racing out the back about 5 lengths off the pace. Medalla is in front from Rudiger Legap back to more luck from Best Terms. Next is Another Dancer back to Victoria Sue Gap to Omku's team. Turning left-handed, Vilarica is last and driven along, and is some 6 lengths off the pace, well inside the final 4 furlongs. Medalla is 1 length in front of Rudiger Legap back to Victorious, who next is Another Dancer, and then More Luck back to Best Terms. Inside the final 3 furlongs, Medalla is 1 length ahead of Cinderella's Dream, next is Rudiger. Vilarica is racing wide of the pack, well inside the final 2 furlongs. Mega's team now just leads. Here comes Serpentine Artist. Serpentine Artist is making a move into the final furlong. Here comes Serpentine Artist. Serpentine Artist takes it up. Serpentine Artist is 4 lengths clear of Mega's team. Serpentine Artist is the easy winner. All in for the Walmart Lone Star Derby. And they're racing. Colonel Henry is driven into the early lead. Colonel Henry is racing keenly in first. Colonel Henry is in front from Fontono, next is the man from Henry Bond. Carofian is pulling hard in the rear. Colonel Henry steps it up. Tricky Trev is racing out the back, well inside the final 5 furlongs. Tricky Trev is racing at the back, turning left-handed. Henry Bond is in the mid-division, about 3 lengths off the pace, inside the final 4 furlongs. Alpha Fox is making headway. Carofian is pushed along in midfield, well inside the final 3 furlongs. Colonel Henry is 2 lengths ahead of Henry Bond, back to Alpha Fox, the gap back to Fontono, ahead of the man from 2 lengths clear of Shark in the Sea. Inside the final 2 furlongs, Colonel Henry is 1 length ahead of Henry Bond. Colonel Henry is a length up on Henry Bond. Well into the final furlong, Henry Bond is 2 lengths in front of Colonel Henry. Here comes Tricky Trev. Tricky Trev is flying. Henry Bond just leads from Tricky Trev, and it looks like a close finish. all in. And they're racing. Rebecca's Choice is driven into the early lead. Rebecca's Choice leads from Sea Rover Agato standpoint, and then Midnight Trader back to Red Avalanche ahead of Venutius back to Tornado Force Agato Coastal Passage. Turning left-handed, Red Avalanche races wide. 4 furlongs to go. Sea Rover is 1 length ahead of Rebecca's Choice Agato back to standpoint Agato Venutius and then Midnight Trader. Venutius is improving. Sea Rover is in front from standpoint Agato back to Venutius. Well inside the final 3 furlongs. Sea Rover is 1 length clear of standpoint, just clear of Venutius, clear of Tornado Force, and then Rebecca's Choice next is Coastal Passage. Standpoint takes a fractional advantage. Standpoint has 2 in hand of Sea Rover. Into the final furlong. Standpoint leads and is a long way clear. Standpoint is 4 lengths clear of Tornado Force. Standpoint takes it. The favourite wins. They're under starters orders. They're off. Ritual started slowly. Tuibama leads under restraint. Con's Dual Sail takes up the running from Tuibama. Tuibama takes up the running once more from Con's Dual Sail. Con's Dual Sail is driven to lead again. Fetish Dowbury makes a few places from over 3 lengths off the pace. Con's Dual Sail is the leader from Tuibama from Bathe in Light, just clear of Midnight. Peril Gap back to Concubine ahead of Ritual and then Shot in the Dark. Turning left-handed. They have 4 furlongs to go. Ritual is improving. Midnight Peril goes nicely back in the pack about 3 lengths off the pace. Less than 3 furlongs to go. Constantinople is 1 length ahead of 2 Obama. Next is Bathing Light a gap Torrico. Concubine is out wide. Less than 2 furlongs to go. Constantinople is a length up on 2 Obama. Constantinople is 1 length ahead of 2 Obama. Into the final furlong. Constantinople leads and is niggled along by a length. Shot in the Dark takes it up close home. Shot in the Dark has 2 in hand of Constantinople. Shot in the Dark is the good winner. Under orders. And they're racing. Hawk Gold was slowly away. Swift Lord is urged into the early lead by a length. Subramaniam races freely in 6th. They have less than a mile to go. State Senator is on the move. Swift Lord goes into the lead by a length. Swift Lord is 1 length ahead of State Senator a gap Tobin. Bain head ahead of Lacey Fair a gap back to Hawk Gold just clear of Bob's Law. Michigan Assassin brings up the rear and is some 4 lengths off the lead. Swift Lord is the leader from State Senator a gap back to Ben Bain head a gap to Lace Fair from Hawk Gold just clear of Bob's Law. Well inside the final 6 furlongs. They have 5 furlongs to go. Swift Lord is 1 length in front of State Senator a gap back to Ben Bain head just clear of Hawk Gold ahead of Lacey Fair a gap to Bob's Law, and then Subramaniam a gap to Michigan Assassin in last position. Inside the final 4 furlongs. Subramaniam is last and driven along. Bob's Law is running a quiet race about 6 lengths off the pace. Well inside the final 3 furlongs. Michigan Assassin is improving. Swift Lord is 2 lengths in front of State Senator, a gap back to Ben Bean Head, a gap back to Michigan Assassin. Less than 2 furlongs to go. Swift Lord leads by 2. Swift Lord is pushed along and leads by 2 lengths. Inside the final furlong, Ben Bean Head takes it up. Ben Bean Head is 1 length ahead of Michigan Assassin. Ben Bean Head is a length up on Michigan Assassin. Ben Bean Head is the winner.
Standpoint for sale. Okay, here we go. Standpoint. All right, 16,000, 26,000. I'm out. 32,000.